My journey all started about a month ago. I was in the middle of my Fire Emblem 6 Iron Man and would be starting a Fire Emblem 7 Iron Man after I finished it. I had no real big plans for this playthrough. Maybe we could use some more meme units, some less used units like the Lords, but nothing too fancy. And then I was issued a challenge. Do all the Kishuna side chapters and play through chapter 19XX. Now this could be interesting. This video will focus on unlocking chapter 19XX, which has two requirements. The first is to get Nils to level 7 in the Lin prologue, which is pretty easy. The second is to kill Kishuna on chapter 19X. Now one of these things, killing the Kishuna part, is obviously much more difficult and much less consistent than the other. Kishuna is a very tough enemy to kill consistently because he has pretty strong stats. 50 HP, 25 speed, and 13 defense give him a combination of really good bulk with really good avoid. But the biggest issue is that he leaves after one turn of attacking him, which in an Iron Man gives us only one shot at killing him. So setting up our team for the kill is crucial. Alright, let's start with Lin Mode. I normally don't do Lin Mode on Iron Mans, but there are two really important reasons to do it here. The first is that, well, we have to. As I explained earlier, Nils has to be level 7 during the Lin prologue, and that requires, of course, playing through it. But also we want our units to be as strong as possible, so the extra levels from Lin Mode are crucial. My strategy here is to focus most of the experience on Kent to promote him at the highest level possible with Wallace's Knight's Crest. Sorry about that, Wallace. To be fair, we don't get Wallace before the Kishuna fight, so for his dignity, let's just say that that's the reason we're using it on Kent instead. I also want to focus a little on Florina here to make her immediately impactful on Hector Mode, because she can be helpful during the Kishuna chapter. I don't really plan on using her to actually fight Kishuna, but she can be useful in clearing out all the enemies to set up other units. And because, let's face it, she's awesome, especially if you give her some extra experience on Lin Mode. I gave Lin a little bit of experience as well, because I kind of wanted to try to use her, and I gave the Angelic Robe and the Energy Drop both to Florina to help her out. Other than Nils dancing his little heart out for Matthew to get to level 7, that's it for Lin Mode. Our Hector Mode strats revolve around the killing edge and trying to get a crit on Kishuna, because one area he struggles in is luck. And struggles is putting it pretty lightly, as he has no luck at all, making a potential crit our best bet for dealing big damage. Kent, Sane, Marcus, and Raven can all use the killing edge, making them all really useful, but our big hitter, or at least the most consistent hitter, is the man that starts with the killing edge, Guy. Guy kind of sucks, but Swordmasters give us great base crit we can combine with the killing edge's crit and use supports to give us a really consistent chance to proc that crit. Now let's talk about those supports. I decided to use Matthew and Priscilla as Guy's supports. Matthew already needs to be on that chapter, as he needs to steal the silver card from the boss, and Priscilla is just nice to have around, as she can help to trade off the killing edge to different units. The Canto she provides by being a mounted unit is really nice for this. Also, she can heal, even though Kishuna does prevent magic use, basically on that entire chapter. Priscilla can still be useful before he shows up, and there are still the peripheries of his magic area where you can use her, so she's pretty useful. It's important to note here as well, there's only one killing edge before Kishuna, so preserving it and trading it around is crucial. I didn't think Florina could do much to Kishuna, as I mentioned earlier, but I wanted to use her on the playthrough in general, and I thought she could do a good job of flying over the mountain on the chapter and killing Kishuna's units very quickly so we can set up the kill before he left. Kishuna leaves even if you don't attack him on, I believe it's turn 12 in hard mode, although it might be turn 15. Either way, I wasn't sure exactly how quickly we could get to Kishuna and set up the kill, so I wanted her on the chapter. Also, she has Canto as well, so she can help trading over the killing edge. Technically, Florina could also use the killing edge, but getting her to C in swords, I figured was too much to ask. Kishuna spawns with some really high-level snipers with silver bows, but they don't move until he does, which makes them pretty easy for her to deal with. Things were going really well until I put Priscilla in javelin range of a boss and she got one shot. Whoops. This eliminates one of the support options and means we can't get Raven. He wasn't really a big part of the plan anyways, as he can't promote along with Guy. You have to choose one or the other before Kishuna. So really not a huge loss here, although the Priscilla loss was kind of unfortunate. What is a big loss, on the other hand, is Eliwood, as he's, of course, a game over condition. I made some, let's call them misplays on chapter 17 that resulted in his death, and unfortunately that means the end of the run. But we don't give up here, so I ran it back. Also, it was the beginning of the stream when Eliwood died, and I didn't really know what else to do. In any case, Lin Mode went mostly the same on this playthrough, but I did change one major thing. I trained Sane instead of Kent to promote at the end of the mode, which I think was a much better decision. Sane is better because he has a much higher strength growth, allowing him to hit Kishuna really hard. There's no way to double Kishuna anyways, so slightly better speed doesn't really matter here. He also supports with Priscilla, which we can build alongside Guy and Priscilla support. Again, we watched Nils dance for Matthew and gave the stat boosters to Florina, who turned out really strong this time, and then we were on to Hector Mode. My strategy for Hector Mode remained basically the same: train Guy and build supports. All was going really well. We even had a bit of a stronger Guy than the last time, which made him a lot easier to train. Even though Raven was not a big part of the plan, it was nice to be able to recruit him this time and use him for the playthrough. Oh, wait. So, Raven's dead. Bro, okay, fuck me, I guess. I'm done for it. Dude, that might be actually, I shouldn't say that might be. That is the fastest I've ever lost Raven. This is really the best I could aspire to. Yes, Raven, apparently it is. Okay, on second thought, we will not be using Raven. Okay, never mind. I guess the Fire Emblem gods just do not want me to use Raven. It all came crumbling down in the next chapter, though, the port of Badan, or Badan? I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. In any case, this chapter was an absolute nightmare. I normally handle this chapter very slowly, dealing with the boss that shows up, and then slowly killing the pirates as they approach. But I was feeling good about Guy's ability to fight the pirates. Usually I don't put anyone in range of the starting pirates, because cavalry are scared of the halberd that one of them has, but Guy isn't cavalry. Here's the problem. The other pirate in range of Guy has a sword slayer, not a sword reaver. Sword slayers not only give weapon triangle advantage, but also effective damage, which resulted in a one-shot to Guy's face. I obviously didn't realize this at the time, so there goes that plan. Thankfully, I did bring Oswin and Sane to the chapter, so I was able to still finish it, although Sane refused to dodge a series of 30% Iron Axe hits later on in the chapter, and died. At this point, it seemed like a lost cause. Sane and Guy with the killing edge was what seemed like my best chance at killing Kishuna, and they were both gone. But again, we don't give up, so I needed a new plan. Another issue that was facing us was the loss of both the killing edge and the silver sword with Guy's death. The strongest remaining weapon in our arsenal was the silver lance, and thankfully, our strongest 3 units, Florina, Marcus, and Oswin, could all use the silver lance. Additionally, we looked at Lin Florina support. It was easy to get to see, but the chapters remaining, including the Kishuna chapter itself, were all time sensitive, so I didn't think we could get any higher than that. We also looked at getting both Marcus and Florina to S rank in lances, which would provide a 10% boost to crit, giving us maybe an outside chance at critting Kishuna still. Finally, we thought maybe there was a chance of getting Yuhai's killing edge by stealing his Orion's bolt, and maybe making the killing edge the item you get from him, but that didn't work out. And finally, after all this time and 2 attempts, we have finally arrived to the chapter. And the plan for the chapter? Very simple. Kill everything on the chapter as quickly as possible, and maybe try for a crit on Kishuna. Florina flew over the mountain, and after killing the Pegasus Knights that start on the chapter, she started to kill the snipers that spawn around Kishuna along with the knights, while Marcus and Oswin destroyed everything else on the chapter. I stole the silver card from the boss and killed him as quickly as possible. It's really important to do this because once Kishuna leaves, he'll no longer be locking out the boss's bolting with his magic seal ability, so you really don't want to deal with that randomly. The units around Kishuna also move after he leaves, but Florina thankfully made very short work of them. And finally, after all this time, it was time to fight Kishuna. Now, what happened was pretty incredible. I'm going to unmute the audio for the stream for this moment because I feel like past me can hype it up a little bit better than present me can. I will give you a slight headphone warning here because I was pretty darn excited about what took place. 34? Yikes. Maybe I'll just do that. I wonder if we actually have enough attack to kill him just straight up. We might actually... Okay, let's start here. Oh, shit! Oh my gosh, she's so good! Let's go! Oh my god! We don't need... Guy, she got 2 experience, by the way. Guy, Raven, crit, support. It doesn't fucking matter when Florina's on your team. Oh my god, what a beast! What a fucking beast! Holy shit, that was sick. That was so sick. Oh my god. All that planning, all that effort, it doesn't matter. Holy crap, that was awesome. As you can see and probably hear, I was pretty darn excited when this happened. all that planning down the drain, but you know what? Sometimes you get lucky. This is genuinely the most exciting moment I've ever experienced in Fire Emblem. You know, I've been pretty excited when I've completed some of my Iron Man playthroughs. We recently finally finished an Iron Man of Thracia after a few attempts. That was exciting, but just something about this moment, man, it just happened. You know, I didn't expect it. And the crit, the only thing that would have made this better would have been kind of cool had Kishuna actually had animation. For anyone who's never fought Kishuna before, there is no battle animation for Kishuna. You always have to do it map only. Kind of stinks, although the crit sort of like explosion when it happens on map only combat, pretty satisfying, I'm not going to lie. And Florina doing it was really special as well. You know, we love her here on the channel. Big fan of Florina, so really cool to see her do it in particular. And yeah, it was just an amazing moment. Big shout out here to everyone who joined me on the journey, whether you're on YouTube or Twitch. Doing this with others is a big part of what made it so special, honestly. So big shout out to everyone who was involved in the journey and had fun with me. This isn't the end of the challenge. As I said earlier, I still have to do Genesis and Valley of Life. So I may make some update videos on those chapters in the future. I'm recording this actually because it's taken me actually a long time to make this. We just finished the Berserker yesterday, so we should be doing Valley of Life pretty soon. So hopefully, at least we got through Genesis, although that chapter was kind of messy, as it often is. And then finally, a big shout out to A Clash of Fire and Ice here on YouTube, who challenged me in the first place to do this and has helped me quite a bit with strategies along the way for the playthrough and always helps me out with stuff. So big shout out to you and to everyone who watches and to everyone else who gave me strategies and stuff. You know, it was amazing. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.